yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. You know all my struggles. You know what?
All right, so I got to ask you off the bat, who were some of your favorite players growing up?
Fred McGriff was my all-time favorite player. So I had the Crime Dog on a poster up on my wall. I just had the kind of sweetest left-handed swing with the helicopter finish. So happy that he finally got in the Hall of Fame. So probably McGriff stands out to me. Yeah, I'll just stay there. He's my number one. I actually like basketball at least as much as as I like baseball growing up. So Charles Barkley was my basketball player. So much so that I had, you know how you get really loyal to your favorites, but people would be like, "Hey, who's better between Jordan and Barkley?" I'd have that conversation, even though knowing in my mind that Jordan is the greatest basketball player that ever lived. I still would, fight for Charles.
I'll fight for the round mound rebound as well.
Yeah.
He had a video game called Shut Up Barkley Jam, by the way. I have that video game still to this day.
Oh, cool.
All right, so I do this question called Mt Rushmore, right? You being a former outfielder, I got to ask you this. If you put 4 on the Mt Rushmore outfielders, you can do current, you can do past, you can mix them in together. Who's your Mt Rushmore for outfielders?
I'll start with Mike Trout, and I'll start with Willie Mays. So those are the two that stand out for me. Thinking a little bit deeper. You know what? I have 15 different players coming to my mind, but I'm going to start with those and I'm very confident in those two being on my Mount Rushmore, and then want to do a little more research and at some point link up with you again and tell you who the others are.
We're going to do that.
Those are the number ones for me.
I like that. So I do this thing called walk-up music. So, in today's world, like everybody has their walk-up song themes, and when Diaz comes out with the theme and everything, and let's say we flashback, we rewind time. You got a chance to have any artist do a song for you, dead or alive. It is named after you. Who would you want to do your walk-up song?
Off the top of my head, I'd probably say Tupac, mostly because of how passionate he was as an artist. So not because I think he's the greatest lyricist or because he would produce the best walkout song, but if you look at his body of work, when he said something, he meant it, and it came with a lot of energy and passion. So that would probably take the cake. If I could have any walkout song right now, I would have "Just So You Remember" by Pusha T. I want one of our players to take that walkout song because it's just so perfect. Kind of nice, slow, rhythmic beat as they walk up to the plate, and the lyrics, and everybody can go look at them, are just ideal for an athlete.
I like that. A few more questions. So I talk about video games a lot, and I got to ask you, the advancement in video games from when you played and just how they look so realistic now, and you're only in MLB The Show. What do you think about that, and just how video games have almost become so realistic where you can game plan actually against teams?
So there's a couple of good games for game planning. One of them is called Out of the Park Baseball, and it's basically a simulator. It's really good for that. I don't really play the modern sports games, and the ones that I played growing up, like 720 stands out to me. I don't know if you ever played 720, but it was a stand-up game. It was a skateboarding game, and I love that one. I'm sure MLB The Show is great for simulating matchups and working through some game strategy, just because of all the stats associated. That's my bet.
I love it. So you talked about Mike Trout, and I got to ask you this. Not only as a manager, as a former player, and even a fan of the sport, the WBC, it was almost like a movie ending. And if you could have wrote a perfect script for a movie, that's how it would actually happen. What were your thoughts about those two guys, Shohei and Trout, facing each other?
Yeah, I think they're two generational talents for different reasons. So Mike already to this day has a body of work where you could consider him one of the greatest players that ever lived. If he stays on the current trajectory, I would say he's going to go down as the greatest all-around baseball player that ever lived, assuming he stays healthy and continues to produce at the level he's producing now. With Shohei, it's new. He's new to Major League Baseball, but he's doing something that nobody has ever done. Being so productive as a Major League pitcher, so productive as an offensive force. And to see those two kind of go toe-to-toe with everything on the line was one of the true great moments in baseball history.
I love it. Last question. baseball movie. Let's just say, let's just say Giants get hot, World Series happens, you win a ring. We need to do a biopic. And you're a part of this, but unfortunately, scheduling, you're busy. We need somebody to play you in the movie. Who's playing Gabe Kapler in the baseball movie?
It's a great question. That's another one that I'd probably have to give a little thought to. Like I want to say some of my favorite actors, but I just don't think they fit. You know, like older actors, right? Like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Denzel. Like these are actors that probably don't fit playing me, but like are my favorite actors. So I'd have to like think about who. And I've like watched a lot of films over the years, so I'll have to think about who would actually be a good fit.
Well,
what do you have?
I think this. If we can get them we change the voice a little bit, get him a beard. I'm gonna go Ryan Reynolds. I think he can do it seriously. I think he can be serious about it. I think it'll be cool. And the only reason why I said it because he does have a little baseball knowledge. I think it would be he can actually probably flip that. Bradley Cooper.
All right. What about you? Who would play you?
I have a joke about that. So I said to myself, if I was a reporter, if they had to get this scene, I want one person paying me, and that's Kenan Thompson.
All right.
And I loved it. And I said the reason why, because I like to have fun. I want people to smile. So I'm going to go Kenan Thompson.
Cool. I appreciate it. This is fun.
I love it, man. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. You have a good one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah.